There was once a man in the land of Uz, a man whose name carried weight across the deserts, Job, wealthy, honored, and deeply respected. He owned thousands of animals, commanded many servants, and his household overflowed with laughter and life. But above all, Job was known as a man who feared God and turned away from evil. He prayed for his children daily, offering sacrifices just in case they sinned in their hearts. Job was the kind of man heaven admired. But far beyond the earth, a conversation took place in the courts of heaven, one that would change Job's life forever. The heavenly beings gathered before God, and among them came Satan. God asked him, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one like him on earth." Satan replied, "Does Job fear you for nothing? You've blessed him, protected him, surrounded him with favor. But remove everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." Heaven fell silent. Then God answered, "Very well. Everything he has is in your power, but do not touch him." And the greatest test of faith began. The next morning, Job rose with peace in his heart. But disaster was already moving toward him. A servant rushed in, trembling, "Master, the Sabaeans attacked. They stole your oxen and donkeys and killed your servants. I alone escaped to tell you." As he finished speaking, another servant came. "Fire from the sky and burned your sheep and shepherds. I alone escaped." Before Job could respond, a third servant entered. "The Chaldeans raided your camels and killed your men. I alone escaped." And then, the final blow. A fourth servant fell to the ground and whispered, "Your sons and daughters were feasting." A great wind struck the house. It collapsed. "They are all gone." Silence. A crushing, heavy silence. Job tore his robe, shaved his head, and fell to the ground. In worship, he said, "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." But Satan was not finished. Again the heavenly court assembled. God said, "Job still holds his integrity." Satan replied, "A man will give anything for his life. Strike his flesh and he will surely curse you." God answered, "He is in your power, but spare his life." So Job's skin broke out in painful sores from head to foot. He sat in ashes, scraping his wounds with a piece of broken pottery. His wealth was gone. His health was gone. His dignity was gone. Even his wife, crushed by grief, said, "Curse God and die." But Job replied, "Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" And still, Job did not sin. 3 friends came, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. They sat with him for 7 days in silence. But when they finally spoke, instead of comforting him, they accused him. "Job, you must have sinned. God doesn't punish the innocent. You're hiding something." Their words cut deeper than his sores. Job cried out, "Why God? Why me?" He felt abandoned, forgotten, surrounded by darkness. But one truth still flickered inside him. My Redeemer lives. He wrestled with confusion, pain, and silence. But he did not let go of God. Then, a storm gathered. A whirlwind formed. And God himself spoke. "Job, where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Who shut in the sea with doors? Can you command the morning? Do you send forth lightning? Do they report to you saying, 'Here we are'?" God wasn't rebuking Job, he was revealing his greatness. Job trembled and whispered, "I spoke of things too wonderful for me. I repent in dust and ashes." Then God turned to Job's friends. "You have not spoken rightly about me. Go to Job and he will pray for you." And Job, broken, wounded, misunderstood, prayed for the very men who accused him. And when he prayed, heaven moved. God restored Job, not partially, not halfway, but double the sheep, double the camels, double the oxen, double the blessing. And God blessed him with sons and daughters more beautiful than any in the land. Job lived 140 years after this, long enough to see his children's children to the 4th generation. The story ends with these words, "Job died, old and full of days."